Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Parenting on the Fly. So, I will admit that this episode, the quality is not quite where I wanted it to be. It's cool, like, I'm gonna get over it, I'm gonna push down my feelings about it, and hopefully you guys can too, because I think this is our best episode yet. And I have a really funny guest on, and we're switching things up a little bit. We're adding a little bit more comedy to that parenting mix. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know in the comments as always, and like and share with your friends. Here's the truth about parenting. Most of us have no clue what we're doing, but we are experts at making stuff up as we go. So if you ever feel like you suck at raising those little humans, welcome to the club. Every week, I'm talking to some of the most raw, hysterical, and fearless kid raisers I know. Because the truth is, we're all just winging it. Welcome to Parenting on the Fly. Lucas Calhoun is an American actor based out of New York. He has appeared on television shows like Billions and Madam Secretary, and on Broadway in The Elephant Man. Lucas is one of the founding members of the Drunk Shakespeare Society, where 5 classically trained actors meet nightly and explore one of Shakespeare's plays whilst one of them is getting hammered, all in front of a live audience. When he is not pretending to be someone else for money, he can be found playing a princess, a villain, a superhero, or a horse in his reoccurring role as Vivienne's father. Lucas, welcome to Parenting on the Fly.
Hi, Missy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited for you to be here.
Thank you for having me.
You are not only our first dad on the show, but
all right.
You are going to be breaking in our new format.
Oh, okay.
No pressure.
No, not at all. I feel very competent in this endeavor.
You can hold your own. I know you can. So I think we're just going to roll into it because I just want to go. So we're going to start off with some word association, and I'm going to throw a word out there, and we're just going to play a little tennis back and forth.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Oh, this is potentially very dangerous.
It is, but
there's a lot. Okay. I understand. Yes. I'm glad I trust you. Let's
open mind. All right. The first word is chap.
Gentleman.
Caller.
ID.
DMV.
Joy. I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. I've had a really good experience at the DMV. I just
really did you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm lying.
All right, joy. Candy.
Sweets.
Halloween.
Candy. Oh, you can't. I'm not allowed to repeat. I don't know the rules on it. We didn't really lay out a metric.
That's true. We didn't establish any sort of rules. All right, we're gonna start with the new word. We'll start again. All right, the new word is fiddle.
Sticks.
Hockey.
Player.
Pimp.
Hoe.
College.
Gymnastics.
Spring.
Cleaning.
Dirty.
See, now, horror comes to mind, but that's just really inappropriate. See, this is why this is dangerous, Nissia, is the first word that came to my mind when you said dirty was whore, and that's not nice. That's you're opening. I mean, there are things in my mind that now you are exposing to people. Well, and bear in mind, I'm doing this voluntarily, but still, at the same time, I feel pretty exposed.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to let the audience, get into the inner workings of who Lucas is. That's all.
Not a good idea.
And Lucas thinks about dirty horse. It's okay, Lucas. It's okay.
I don't. This is not good for any political career.
No, you should not. We should bury this episode.
Please.
All right, last word.
Good. Thank you.
All right, last one. And the word is nope. Dive.
Bomb.
Korea.
Oh, South?
Hicks.
Bill.
Town.
center. Gibberish.
Gibberish.
Toddler.
Parenting. Yay!
Oh, wow. I mean, just the way that you thread that needle. I mean,
It was seamless.
I gotta tell you, it's a master class. I'm sitting over here in pure amazement of how you were able to construct that segue.
Oh God! This is why I'm a professional. I mean, this is.
I gotta tell you, it shows.
Thank
it
you.
Really, really shows.
I appreciate that. All right, moving on. So the next part of our show is I'm going to give you a random word, and from that word, it should prompt a monologue from you, about 2 minutes long.
Okay.
About or pertaining to your daughter, Vivienne.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, right. And then from that, we are going to build a fantastical scene.
Okay. In the sense that there are dragons? Or
Sure.
What is that fantastical? Are
perhaps
we using that literally? Or
that's a possibility. There might be dragons coming in.
Good to understand. All right.
Okay. All right. And your random word is crossroad.
The first thing that comes to mind with a crossroad is, of course, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Of course.
I feel like this is a universal parenting experience that we've all been through. My daughter has taken to experiencing a lot more things outside the home. That is to say that she's in camp now, and we're exposing her to other children, and it's not like we kept her in a bubble for the first 4 years, but we live in a new town now, and we want her to meet, her neighbors and her peers. So we've sent her to this camp, and this camp we've sent her to is frankly pretty cool. It's called Superhero Training Academy. At this place, she gets to design and cultivate her very own superhero. She has given herself the moniker Midnight Cheetah. She fights crime only at midnight. The criminals that she fights are trash and unhealthy foods, which is ironic because she's incredibly messy and she refuses to eat anything healthy. So it's nice to know that the subconscious is working on her here. Driving her home yesterday, we often listen to stories. Spotify has these audiobooks for children. They range anywhere from, classical public domain stuff to a Disney film that has been put into audio form. And she wanted to listen to Aladdin, I believe, which is the Disney version. So she's listening to Aladdin. I'm driving. It is roughly an 8-minute drive home, so there's nothing really dramatic that can happen. And I just hear her little voice in the background. And watch me whip. And watch me nay-nay. And watch me whip. And watch me nay-nay. Vivienne, what's going on back there? What are you doing? She's like, oh, nothing. I'm just singing. And watch me whip. And watch me nay-nay. Her head is bobbing back and forth. I'm like, okay, well, she's obsessed with Katy Perry Roar specifically because she shares her mother's lack of musical taste. And I was concerned with what she's singing back there, not because it's explicit in any way, but because I'm now coming to the realization as a parent that her tastes, her preferences, her experience is going to be predominantly dominated by her peers. Mm-hmm. So I have to fully admit, I was not familiar with the works of the artists who performed Watch Me Whip and Watch Me Nay-Nay. So I looked into it, and I've discovered that essentially what my child was singing was the modern day Macarena. It is a dance tune. So now moving forward with all of this new music that is being exposed to my family, I feel as if a parent that I should have a working knowledge of the landscape of music that my daughter could be exposed to. So I have then now since dedicated myself to revisiting the works of music that I listened to in my youth, which was primarily Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Right. That's a beautiful story.
Thank you. It's all 100% true. She does love Katy Perry Roar.
So are you not a fan of Katy Perry? Is that what you're telling me? Because
look,
you seem
look,
to,
there are many things to like about Katy Perry. I mean, many things. When you hear Roar or Firework, third, fourth time, you're into it. It's great. I mean, that girl can spit fire.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get into the double digits of Katy Perry. Now we're moving into a deep dive into the aesthetic. Fine, fair enough. That's an academic pursuit. Now we're into the high 3-digit listening of Katy Perry Roar, Firework.
Right.
I have to say, it doesn't hold up. It's really, it's not there. I mean, it is
the
there.
Substance isn't there.
It just doesn't really do it for me. I mean, I try, and look, again, there's a lot of things that Katy Perry does that work for me. 300 listens of Firework, as inspirational as it is, and believe me, it gets me jazzed to go mow the lawn. But I just can't endure it for a long period of time on repeat. What do you listen to? What do your kids listen to?
They
right before a hockey game, they're going to go out there and they're going to skate. And what's just going to get? I mean, what's going to get them going?
It's going to be probably some sort of trap rap song that I am not privy to nor familiar with, because
is that a genre I'm unfamiliar with? What is trap rap?
I can't even explain it to you. It is a mishmash of all the worst possibilities of hip hop, basically.
Okay. So hold on.
Placed into a song. I
just came to the realize, I'm looking at you. You're a very young person. I feel that we are having a very old curmudgeon conversation. We do not understand the children of the youth or the music of the youth. Not only do we not understand it, there's a bit of detestability going on. I'm not convinced that what you just said about trap rap is true. I don't know that that's a genre. I think you may have just made it up because you don't understand what is happening.
I swear to you, I could not make it up if I tried. But there is but you know what? You going back to the modern day Macarena, has been a plethora of music recently where it's just dance moves. It's just someone telling you to do various moves.
Now, again, Soulja Boy.
Yes, your homie.
So Superman, was that also a joke?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I'm
culturally
aware.
You got it. You're there.
I don't understand what this disconnect is. I completely understand.
You get it. You're totally there. Okay, so are we ready to build a scene off of this awesome story that you just told?
I am. Very little to work with, so let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, children, gather around. It's time to present all of your favorite songs on the stage. We're going to be practicing for our families that are coming to town to visit.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's okay, guys.
I'm just nervous. I'm just really nervous. My Nana's coming in from Wichita, Kansas, and it's a long drive for her because, she just has a station wagon, and I'm just a little bit nervous because I just don't want her to get all the way out here and me not do well.
You're going to do great, Sally. I promise you. This is going to be an epic performance.
Right.
We've practiced. We've rehearsed.
I have to say that I do nothing but sing this song in the shower and as I'm eating my breakfast. And my parents are very unhappy about it because they think I know the song already, but I still feel as if it might be, let's be honest, something that I don't know as well as I want to know. And I just want to be perfect for my Nana.
You are perfect for your Nana. I promise you.
Okay.
So let's just try to go through this.
Sure.
We'll just power through and we'll see where you are. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sure.
All right. I'll do the fake little introduction to get you warmed up, and then we'll just roll right into it.
Could you do the real introduction? Because I like to practice how I play. So
sure.
That would help me. That'd be great.
No problem. All right, families. Thanks so much for joining us here at Camp Wakikuku. We have our lovely campers here who are ready to perform their most favorite beloved songs for you. Up first is Miss Sally. Come on, Sally.
Hi everybody. Okay, I'll just start. Okay. Well, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind. He was looking to make a deal. When he came across the young man sewing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you're a bit of a fiddle player, but I can a tongue or two. But if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. I bet you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. But a fiddle rolled against your, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna hit that. I'm about to hit the good part. But a fiddle rolled against your souls. Think I'm better than you. And then the the banjo comes in.
Sally,
Yeah.
Sally.
Yeah.
Remember how we talked about doing something a little bit more like age appropriate? Because this is, we're at a camp full of 7 and 8-year-olds, and we really want to appeal to them as well.
Sure.
So I'm just not sure that song is really going to speak to your fellow campers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess if you feel like the battle over your everlasting soul is inappropriate for the age, then that's fine. No, that's fine. I totally understand. I guess you don't really start caring about, good and evil and the binary effects of that until you're in your mid-30s. So sure.
Yeah, Sally, can we bring it back? So let's maybe practice another song that we can maybe share with the
just
crowd.
the one I've been practicing. But sure, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just something a little bit more appropriate.
Right.
A little bit more age appropriate, if possible.
Sure. What's that song? My favorite lyric is G's up, hose down. Do you remember that one? I don't. But
Sally,
the thing is, I'm not good with song names. So
Sally,
okay.
I really don't think that anything with the word hoe in it is appropriate for this audience.
I don't understand. It's about a gardener, and it's okay.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because my dad said it was a gardening thing, so I think it's fine.
Okay, maybe let's just try something else.
Well, what might be inspirational for me, and I think I'm just gonna. Hey guys, I think for the rest of the class, the rest of the class would like to hear our teacher, Mrs. Samsonite, sing. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Yeah, let's do it. Why don't you? So yeah, Mrs. Samsonite, why don't you sing?
Oh guys,
they're so excited. Why don't you take the mic? I'll do the intro. Okay.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, from your stages in Mrs. Samsonite summer class, she is going to sing for you the greatest tune ever written. Mrs. Samsonite.
Thank you. I wasn't really prepared, but to be put on the spot. But here it goes. 'Cause I will be your freak until the dawn. And we can pump all through the night till the early morn. Come on and now I'll take you around the hood on my gangster lean. And we can pump any time of day. It's all yeah, this song is not, I'm
What's
sorry.
wrong?
Guys.
I think it's great. It's basically about a gas station worker who just lives his life the best way he knows how. You're right. Go for it. Just bring us home.
'Cause I will be your freak until the dawn.
So good.
And we can pump. Guys, you know what? We need to get back on track.
Why are you doing that with your hips? That's weird.
This is how
like moving forward and back all the time. It's crazy.
Mrs. Samsonite has done some theater work involving Poles at one point, so it just comes out naturally. I'm sorry.
You studied with Polish people?
I did.
Wow.
Did, Sally.
My grandfather's Polish.
That's awesome, Sally. So, Sally, I think we should just try one more. One more song, and I think we can get this nailed right now. We're gonna do something that's gonna wow your Nana, and just I want her to be moved. Okay, moved.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do it, Sally.
I don't know a lot of songs, so I guess I'll try. Okay, this is my own arrangement, so it's not the way it was meant to be done.
That's okay.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Sally,
Yeah.
it's okay. We're done here.
What? Okay.
We're done. Sally is a trip, y'all.
Sally's a special person.
She is.
She I imagine Sally is 4'11".
she's a
68
pint-sized
pounds.
lady.
Yeah. She's probably in her mid-20s, but can pull off a 7-year-old.
She can pass for it
without batting an eye.
There are actually, like, I've seen news stories of people who concoct worlds where they pretend to be teenagers when they're not. They like have a Luke Perry syndrome, but in real life. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Nasia. No, you don't get away with that. What? No, I'm sorry. Luke Perry never looked like he was a teenager. Luke Perry was he looked like he was in his mid-30s with a
He did.
as a freshman at Beverly Hills High. Are you exposing some kind of, I don't know. Did you have a Luke Perry thing? Was a little bit of a crush?
Well, I mean, who didn't have a Luke Perry thing? I mean, Dylan was fine.
Okay. All right.
Dylan was the badass. He was the
What
bad
was
boy.
Priestley's name? What was his character?
It was Brandon Walsh, and I only remember that because my husband's name is Brian Walsh.
No.
Yes, it was.
No, you do not get that caveat. You remember that name because you remember that name.
Okay, whatever.
I just remember it because it's it's the
don't shame me for my love of
the name, number one name on my phone tree if there's an emergency. It's purely circumstantial.
It is. It's purely circumstantial. But I have heard of stories. In particular, there was a girl who was scamming foster parents.
Oh, God.
And moving from like foster home to foster home, pretending to be a 16-year-old girl so she could get the experience of like going to different high schools.
Oh, my God.
But she was like 28.
Yeah. I mean, I get. Look, it's really sad. I mean, you've got to have a lot going on to really want to submit yourself to that type of scam.
Yeah, that's
essentially infantilizing yourself is I don't know. I feel like there's some deep-seated things in there. I'm more interested, frankly, that you found Luke Perry attractive.
Listen.
Yeah. Who was your crush? How old were you in that? Don't tell me how old you were. What was that like?
Was that the dude?
If you had to put 3 boys posters on your wall, who you going with during your formative years?
Early on,
and
you'll see the pattern here.
Okay.
Early on, it was Joey McIntyre of New Kids on the Block fame.
Sure. Yep, I'm with you.
That just beautiful, angelic voice.
Look, you don't have to sell it to me.
Those dance moves?
On board.
Okay. Number 2, a little curveball in college, it was Tyson Beckford because his cheekbones were chiseled from the gods.
I mean, we're talking bone structure that just doesn't exist.
It's stupid.
Phenomenal. Okay.
And number 3, my all-time favorite was Sir Justin Timberlake.
Oh, JT. Okay.
JT.
So with the exception of Mr. Beckford, we've got some curly-haired gentlemen.
I like top ramen on my boys.
You sure do. You really, really do. You like that soft landing spot.
Oh, I love it. And dance moves to boot. Oh, yes. White boys who can dance are my kryptonite.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're talking about unicorns, so sure. I mean, let's face it.
They are a one in a lifetime kind of a thing, but I mean, let's say Joey wasn't the, he could have been a backup dancer maybe.
Who, Joey?
He pulled it off because he had like the sweet little voice and he was cute and the youngest. But Justin's a story.
Yeah, I mean, JT is to musical accomplishment as Tyson Beckford is to cheekbones.
Right.
I mean, I feel like they're both playing on a level that is
supernatural.
Mhm.
Because let's face it, JT just spits fire.
He really does.
Nothing comes out of that guy's mouth, with the exception of maybe some ill-timed tweets that really, really.
I was gonna say, with the exception of not ill-timed tweets, but what is the movie called? Something about time. It was a movie that he did with Amanda Seyfried.
That movie wasn't horrible.
It was.
Okay, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. No, I'm sorry.
It can't all be perfect. It's okay,
indefensible.
JT.
Well, look, it humanizes him.
It does.
It does. It makes him real. It makes us all realize that he's not completely infallible.
Absolutely. You're still perfect in my eyes, JT. Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna move on to 20 questions with my kid.
20. So wait, that's right. I'm answering these through the lens of Vivienne.
Yeah, so I don't want you to tell us too much about Vivienne, but just give us her stats. Like, how old is she?
Vivienne is 5 years old. She is 3'4", coming in at about 35 pounds. She's got
All right.
blonde hair, blue eyes, translucent skin. Her mother is English. So there's white and then there's white.
Okay, so she's really white.
White.
Okay, all right. I picture her in my head.
Yep. She's very much into superheroes and animals.
Okay, don't give away anymore. Don't give away anymore.
It's a good fight.
I want Vivienne to answer these questions about her life.
I won't be able to do a Vivienne impression. I hope that's okay.
That's okay. I want you to I just want you to channel.
Yep.
Bring from the depths of within an answer that would be worthy of Vivienne.
We're doing 20 of these, or is that just
sure?
Okay, great. Yeah, we got a half-hour show. Why not?
It's actually a book I'm writing all about Vivienne.
Clearly, it's a novella.
All right, first up, Vivienne, what do you like to draw?
Well, basically, dinosaurs and superheroes. I really like. Do you know who Wonderwoman is?
I do know who Wonderwoman is.
Yeah, I don't like drawing her. I like Supergirl and Batgirl. I like to draw them.
All right, I love that. So, what makes you the most happy?
Watching television.
So you're a lot like your daddy then.
Well, basically, my daddy likes football and ice hockey, and I think that's boring. So I watch Octonauts. Do you know Octonauts?
I do know Octonauts.
I watch Octonauts and Wildcrats.
Oh, Wildcrats. The Krat brothers. They're great.
Wildcrats.
The Krat brothers are fantastic television.
Quechua powers.
Okay, what makes you sad, Vivienne?
I get sad when I'm not allowed to watch television, and sometimes I get sad when I want to do something, and basically, sometimes I get sad when I want to do something and my mommy or my daddy say that I cannot do that thing, which I think is very rude.
It is.
And sometimes that makes me sad.
Understandable. I get that. So then what makes you laugh? What makes you really
Sometimes,
tickle?
Basically, this one time I was wrestling with my dad, and I was on the couch, and he tickled me, and he made me wet my pants. And I was laughing, and I thought, well, I'm only laughing on the inside, so I won't wee my pants. But I did. I wet my pants. My dad wasn't mad, but he said that he couldn't tickle me on the couch anymore.
No.
I'm not allowed to be tickled on the couch.
Only hardwood floors. So how old do you think your mommy is, Vivienne?
My mom is 17. She's really old.
Wow. Okay. And how old do you think your daddy is?
My dad is 108.
108. Okay.
He's a sea turtle.
Wow. Yeah.
Have you seen Finding Nemo?
I have seen Finding Nemo. It's a
He's
great
a
movie.
sea turtle. He's a sea turtle.
Okay, so he's the oldest sea turtle. Awesome. So, what is your favorite thing to do, Vivienne?
I like to, well, basically, I like to, well, scoot. I like to scoot on my scooter. And I like to, well, basically, I like to watch television and Octonauts and draw. And sometimes, well, basically, I have um, clubhouse in the back. And sometimes, well, basically, my friend Emma, she's my sister. My friend Emma comes over and we play sisters. We do
Oh,
that, and I like that. That's well, yeah.
that's very nice. So, what do you think you want to be when you grow up? When you get to be like a big person, like your dad?
I think I'm probably, well, I'm probably going to be a superhero because, well, basically, I like helping people, and um, sometimes I don't know what my superpower will be, but it'll probably be helping people, and um, maybe I don't know. Maybe my superpower is eating cookies because I like cookies.
That's a great superpower. That
Yeah,
could get you really far in life. So, would you say that cookies is your favorite food? Is that your favorite food?
I eat, well, tweets. I like tweets. Tweets are not apples. Apples are
Oh,
not tweets.
okay. So treats are.
Ice cream is a tweet.
Mhm.
Cookies are tweets. I A snack is a banana. A
I
tweet
see.
is a cookie. I
I
like tweets.
I understand the difference now. Thank you for clarifying that. So I think your dad might have mentioned to me what your favorite song is, but do you have another one? Do you have a favorite song that you really like to sing?
Well, basically, I like Katy Perry War, and I also like Firework is good. Michael Jackson, the Amy song I like.
The Amy song?
He's the one where he is in a white hat and he sings. Oh, it's Annie. Annie, are you okay? I like Annie.
Yes.
Okay. So
Those
I
are
like
great
those
songs.
songs.
Those are great. Okay, so can you tell me what your dad does for work? Like what's his job?
Well, basically, what my dad does is he goes to work in the city,
Mhm.
and sometimes he works at home, and he takes me to school and he brings me home,
Mhm.
and um, I think he does what mommy tells him to do,
Mhm.
and that is his job.
Okay. That sounds like a perfect job. So what does your mommy do?
She is a real estate agent.
A real estate agent.
She sells real estate.
That's awesome.
She sells houses.
Okay. All
Sells
right.
my neighbor's house. She sold that to the two ladies.
That's very cool.
Mm.
So if you could put together your favorite outfit, what would it
Mhm.
look like?
It would be my Captain America girl skirt and my Millennium Falcon shirt, and I would probably wear my Wonder Woman hat and probably my power wristbands.
I love, Vivian, that you are not only a superhero fan, but a Star Wars fan too, because I am too a Star Wars and superhero fan. So
Who is
I
your
love that.
favorite character?
Oh, you know what? I think my favorite superhero is probably
What? No,
Storm.
Star Wars. What's your favorite Star Wars?
Oh, my favorite Star Wars? My favorite Star Wars is Return of the Jedi.
What was your favorite character?
I think Luke is just my favorite character because he really turns quite uh like he's really fierce, right?
Yeah.
He's really fierce at the end
So,
of
like
Return of the
Beyonce.
Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes, like Beyonce, exactly, with less hair.
Luke Skywalker is Beyonce.
He basically is.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's my favorite. And that scene when he jumps off the little platform and does a flip in the air and catches his lightsaber from R2D2, that's
Hmm.
that's the coolest.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
My favorite character is Wei, and I like Wei and Leia, Princess Leia, and also Osaka.
Oh yes, all of the strong women. I love it. I love it. I love it. What is something that your mommy always says to you? Like, what's something that always comes out of your mother's mouth that she's always saying to you?
Vivienne, you're not listening.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
She says, Vivienne, you're not listening. And she says, did you say please? She says,
well, you know what? Please is really important. It's manners are important. So
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. She just always asks me before I get to saying it.
I see. All right. So she just needs a little bit of patience. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right. So what's something that your dad always says to you?
He tells me every day. He says, "Did I tell you today I love you?" He told me already. And I say that to him. I'm like, Dad, you told me already. Why are you telling me again? Yes, you told me.
He just wants to make sure that you know. He wants to make sure that you know every single day.
But he's not paying attention. He tells me to pay attention, and he's not paying attention because he already did it.
You're right. Yeah, he needs to work on that. All right, so this is my last question for you, Vivienne, okay?
Yeah.
So the last question is, what makes your mommy really mad?
When Mummy will say to me, Vivienne, I need you to do something, and I don't immediately do it. She says it again, and if I don't do it right then, she says, why do I have to ask twice? And I tell her because I am in the middle of something, and I am doing things. I need to finish what I am doing before I'm going to do what you want to do. So she gets very upset, and I tell her, Mommy, I am playing this game, and I will take my bowl to the sink when I finish the game.
I think that's a reasonable request. Thank you, Vivienne, for your amazing interview and your amazing answers.
Thank you, Nasia.
I think you channel Vivienne quite well. I mean,
it was a little shocking how easy some of that is. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah, listening to your kid talk constantly at you, around you.
You raise your kids to be independent, self-actualized people, and you want that for them, except when they're dealing with you. You want them to be subservient, listen to every word, follow every command. It is the duality of parenting that is virtually impossible to negotiate.
It really, really is. I have had the same exact conversation with so many people because people are always like, "Oh, what's the difference between you have 3 boys and now you have a daughter? What's the difference now?" And I said the difference is that my daughter is this independent, brazen, smart, ballsy little firecracker of a human being in a tiny little body. And those are all the qualities I love about her, but I just want her to have them when she's like an adult. Like, I don't want her to be those things right now because it's killing me. It's killing me.
I need such hard work. Why does it have to be so hard?
I don't know. I don't know, but it's a lot. But I appreciate the fact that as your daughter is and my daughter is, they will be amazing women one day, and that will not be messed with by anybody. Well, but right now, I just need them to.
They'll want for anything. That's
no, that's amazing. Well, Lucas, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. I had so much fun. I hope you did too.
Oh, it's so good to see your face.
Oh, thanks.
The people listening to this don't get to experience that, and they're the lesser for it.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So you can. What are you doing right now? Like, are you?
You want to know what I'm doing, Nasia?
Yeah, I want to know what you're doing.
I'm running for the local school board.
No.
Yeah.
Lucas,
I know.
You're supposed to tell me some like super cool like Hollywood story about how you were gallivanting.
I'm on this job. It's me and Bradley Cooper. We're doing lots of cool stuff. He and I we're going around with just basically jet skis. We're on jet skis all day long.
That's amazing. That's
that's
what I
not-
want to hear. Oh shit.
Sorry.
Okay. So
Sorry.
running for school board.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
I am on the board of my local preschool, as
Oh.
well as the board of the local hockey association. So
Oh, you
I beat
you
you.
are not a hockey mom I would want to cross. As someone that was raised by one, I know the type.
Yeah.
You can be a little intimidating there, Nicia. You gotta just remember that.
Well,
Remember to temper your power because
does
you
that
have a lot
mean?
of it.
What does that mean?
It means that you are a very powerful person, and that scares some people. So what I mean by that is you need to mix it up and bring in some sweetness with the spice, and then you have this nice little package there that gets everything done.
Well, see, here's
I
the
can see
thing.
that fire in you right now, and you're just twirling your hair.
I know. Well, see, here's the thing. When I am watching a game where my son is playing,
Oh, God. Yeah,
my 11-year-old
I
son
know where
is
this
playing,
is going. Okay.
and I am cheering for both, their team.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I am aware of the other team, and I am
Uh-huh.
giving them their respect and space.
Sure.
However,
Right.
if you lay a hand on my child in a way that falls outside of the rules of hockey,
of which there are a few, but
right,
yes.
I might just drop my baby and get on the ice. Like I can't make any promises. I can't make any promises.
You gotta let them fight their fights.
I know.
Literally. How old are the boys?
The two in hockey are 11 and 6.
Yeah. All right. So they're not even to bantam yet.
No,
so that's where it's gonna get crazy.
I'm gonna have to stay home.
You might have to. When my parents would go to games, my parents would separate the second they went into the arena. After warm-ups, my dad would go somewhere else and watch the game quietly, taking in the game. And I mean, you could just hear my mother from the parking lot. I mean, it was embarrassing.
So you're telling me that I'm your mother? Is that
Nope.
what you're telling me?
Look. I mean,
because that's literally what happens every game, Lucas.
There's a lot of positivity in that. I mean, she's an amazing woman that has accomplished a lot of things, and I think that is a result of the passion that she has, which you no doubt share. So it's not, it's not all thorns. There's some roses in there too.
Absolutely, but yes, my husband does sit about 10 sections behind me.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. I'll go watch my brothers play when my mom was there, and I would maybe make it a shift or two, and then I was gone. I'm gonna go get a coffee, Mom, and then would not come back.
Just never come back. All right. Point taken. I will try to temper all of this fire that I have when I watch my kids play, and try not to be.
Just remember that they know it's there. You don't have to necessarily let everybody else know it's there.
Right. Well,
Your boys believe it's there.
Where's the fun in that?
There's none. Look, I think
you're taking the joy out of my life.
No, look, I think you should do it. I'm on the other side of this. I don't have a horse in this race. I think you should go crazy. I'm just letting you know that the boys may see that slightly differently.
All right. Point taken. Okay, so no, really, what are you doing right now? Let the audience know where they can find you, see your face, hear your voice.
I'm waiting to hear on whether I'll be back on Billions. That's going to be exciting. That should start up for me at the beginning of next year in terms of air dates, which is good. And I should know about that in a couple weeks. I'm working on some stuff right now that it's by virtue of me saying I can't tell you about it, sounds probably a lot more important than it actually is. But I'm excited about it.
Okay.
So we'll be hopefully releasing that that will be released within the next 6 months, maybe. So things are good. Things are moving at a very comfortable pace right now, which I'm really appreciating.
Awesome.
How are you doing? Nasia and I did a movie together, guys.
We did. I didn't put that in your intro. That's how we met.
Okay. I think that's how we met, guys. Nasia is my onstage wife.
Yeah, that was where we were not.
She bullshitted her way into telling people she was a professional swimmer.
Listen, Lucas, I never said I was a professional.
One arm in front of the other and you do some kicking. I mean, what are we talking about here?
here's the thing. When I was approached for this role, this was a last minute like addendum. She was like, "Oh, by the way, do you swim?"
Sure.
That was her question. Do you swim? And
Yeah.
I said, from my perspective, I can swim at about a 7.
Oh,
like,
all right.
As an amateur.
Sure.
Right.
Just out of curiosity, at that point, had you read the script?
Yes, Lucas, I'd read the script,
that's
but
what
I didn't know.
Oh, I read the script. Yeah.
But I didn't know the depths of, no pun intended, the amount of swimming I would have to do. So
which brings me back to the question: did you read the script?
Okay, maybe not thoroughly.
Like just a cursory, like I'm just this little.
I glossed it over.
Look, what are my lines? What are my lines? I like this one. Don't like this one. Okay, we're in. I'm in.
You weren't even there. You weren't there.
You didn't understand.
You do not understand.
I was a day player in and out of that thing.
Listen, I got out of that water at 6 a.m. out of a college gymnasium pool, and I nearly flogged myself for how I actually thought I could swim. Like I can't. Like I can stay afloat. I cannot die. But the level
hard.
It is so hard.
This is my point. Like what are you thinking? This is so hard.
I don't know. I was thinking, here's the thing. I hadn't swam because you know this, going to a beach or a pool with your kids.
Oh yeah, you don't do anything. No.
You don't swim?
You're just on suicide watch. Yeah, no,
basically. You were trying to prevent people from dying. So that is all I do. I forgot how many muscles it takes to actually partake in swimming.
Our job is to lie to get parts.
That's true. That's true.
I get
That's
it.
true.
So I'm not going to begrudge you that. I do think that you did an excellent job considering your swimming level is not a 7.
Thanks, Lucas. I appreciate that.
You're absolutely welcome.
And on that note, thank you, Lucas Calhoun, for joining me today on Parenting on the Fly. You can find out more about what Lucas is doing, his photography, his acting, all his funny, fun stuff on his website, lucascalhoun.com. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
If you like this episode and want to hear more tales of making stuff up as we go, please subscribe to our show, give us a rating, and drop us a review. Thanks so much for listening to Parenting on the Fly.